your fundamental at the moment struggle is that you still are trying to understand it with your mind. And by that, you are still separating yourself from your true nature, because you want to make sense of it. You really want to understand what is going on there. And nobody will ever be able, I promise you, nobody will ever be able to tell you what is going on there. But you yourself can know. Only you yourself can know. So the environment is also you. There is no distance between you and the environment. So, but you are trying to look for reasons outside of yourself. Why something is like this, why sometimes I don't feel happy at work, and why sometimes whatever happens. Now, I will try to give you a picture that you can hopefully try to understand it better. Like, imagine this is all our consciousness is a unlimited field, right? We've talked about this. You've heard it from other people and all that. But it's just a pointer. It's not what it really is. But it will give you a picture, so maybe it resonates something inside of you. Out of this field is you, first of all. And this field assumes all and other things, all humans, all animals, all the trees, everything. It assumes that it is playing a role, seemingly trying to play a role, and you forget that the environment is you as well. So you yourself, my friend, shaped yourself into the environment. You yourself shaped yourself into a thought. You yourself shaped yourself into this. And you yourself are the one who is knowing all this. It's totally, actually perverted. It's totally crazy. But we forget, we get some type of amnesia. When we get born here, we get a wipe and we don't know what happened the last life. And even every day we forget. When we are in more stressful situations, we would say, why is this happening to me? And what else not? But this is part of the process to really internalize it and to know that this is not different than you, and that it is, you can see it more like a game. It's nothing really fatal here. Nobody of us has any control in that sense, controlling anything. The only one who is controlling something, if you can call it one, is your consciousness. And even that is playing with itself. So it will give you something in life only to know it, just for fun. And again, coming back to your initial dilemma, because you then want to know why then did this happen? Why did this present in my life? And nobody will be able to tell you. It is because consciousness is doing that. But consciousness doesn't have an agenda. It will never have an agenda. Although there is high intelligence in there, right? To be able to form everything and make it appear and look like that. But there's no judgment. It is just for doing it, for being like that. It's totally crazy. So that would mean that God, if you go in the more religious perspective of it, and will never judge you, right? God does not judge, does not make difference between good and bad. And then comes the part of free will. When people ask, oh, but then do I have a free will? and stuff. And I don't remember if we've talked about it last time, but I will give you the other perspective today, the God perspective, because I put it a little bit more religious. God loves you, and God gave you a free will. The only free will is the free will of consciousness. But when God gave you free will, that means that you definitely can do anything that you want, and nobody will interfere. So if you want to kill somebody, you go ahead and kill somebody, and God will not judge you for it. He will say, my child, I forgive you. I'm here for you. Whenever you want, come and return to me. There's no judgment, you see, and this is why there's evil in the world. And people say, well, if there is God, then how can there be evil? Yeah, there is evil because there is God, because God loves you so much that you're free, basically. And we can assume, and we can cultivate these good qualities that are much closer to the so-called God, right? And not be in the gutter and do bad things. So this is one way of putting it. The other way is, like I said, consciousness is doing this all by itself, but there is no judgment, because there's nobody there to judge. There's nobody, no separate person. And this is something that we learn, like it gets more deeper ingrained, that all this is you, and you can look at it like it is a game, and you do not have your personality, your small I does not have any control. You wish, a lot of people wish, and that is part of a lot of schools or a lot of like new age stuff. They tell you, yes, you can do it, you are the manifestor, you can do this, you can do that, you are in control of your life, blah, 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 blah. But that is all brainwashing. It will hurt you, because in reality you are not. And then people get conflicts. Yeah, but if I'm not in control of my life, then how can? Yeah, because everything happens by itself. Your blood is flowing by itself, the heart is pumping by itself, the digestion is going by itself, the cells inside your body, they are dividing by themselves, your hair is growing by it. Everything is happening by itself. The evidence is right here. So why should anything be in my power? If I cannot control my hair on my head, then what can I control? This is my body, but who's moving it? How is this happening? Who is speaking? I don't know. What is that? This is I, but this I is automatic. This is the true I that is happening, and this is all the beauty, and this is all the bad stuff also. It's very, at one point, it's very hard, to realize that it's hard for all of us. Like you're not in control. This is all happening by the grace, like great teachers would say, this is by the grace of God. This is not by anything else. So this is a task for you, a challenge to finally like start to take it like it is, like every moment like it is, because the understanding, it will come naturally. The understanding will be there by itself. And then you will see that there's nothing to understand. Even like great teachers, when sometimes when you read stuff and some miracles start to happen around them and so on, and they never claim that they were doing it, and they themselves are surprised, wow, how did this happen? It's because this is happening by our divine consciousness. This is how it's happening. Yeah. So you have to know that every thought is this consciousness. But actually, this is a little bit, all of this is quite advanced, because I'm giving you like the full end thing. Normally, and it doesn't matter to me, because we'll talk over and over again just to point you in the right direction. But people will start first to like take away things. Remember when I told you you're not the body, or people tell you you're not the mind, you're not this, you're not that, you're not the world. Of course, because we, with like Vladimir is doing, like an example, with our senses, we want to go outside and understand this. There is no outside. It's just we're right in the middle of it. There is no on the outside to understand. So teachers say you're not this, you're not that, so that you can finally turn to the inside and notice your being, your sense of existence. And then the next challenge is, because everybody, I promise you, everybody is already there where you want to be. And it has always been that way your whole life. But people cannot, they just cannot understand that this simple sense of being, you overlook it because you don't think that this is special. This is the end understanding. I don't know how to how more easy to put it for you. And this is why I'm always asking you, or I asked last time, I was asking, do you know that you exist? I am that I am. I know that I exist. Yes, I am. I exist. There is a deep sense of you. There is no doubt about it. You cannot say you don't exist. You just know. And you can immediately feel if it is the mind that is coming in and talking about your existence, how you feel, how you look, how whatever, or if it is just, sorry, if it is just a deep knowing of your existence. So this is why so many people, and why always the reaction is from people when they finally understand that simple thing that we are, it's not a thing. And they wonder, how can I not see it? But it is there. This is God. Do you understand? This is the crazy part. And then the mind wants more. But there isn't more. But out of this, what we are, everything else comes, and all the informations and downloads, they start to like come by themselves. The understanding like gets deeper and deeper and deeper the more time passes, and it will never stop. But there is an initial recognizing of your true nature. And sometimes I like to take people there when I say to them, well, do you remember when you were a small boy or a small girl, how you were like sitting in your room or like lying in your bed? And I was a lot of times when I was a teenager, I was lying in my bed and just watching the ceiling. You know, I had no idea of anything. There was no pursuit of spirituality, of self-realization or whatever. There was just I was just that. You know, that being. And then I remember, okay, before that even it was the same. And many years later, it's still the same. It's the same being that is there, that has not changed. My life circumstances have changed. A lot of things. I don't live in the same place. Maybe I changed apartments again. Then my job changed. My job changed again. My thoughts changed. My views on the world or on people or situations, about situations, they changed. But this, what I have always been, what the same boy, what he, when he was younger, realized himself to be, is the same. And it will be the same when you are 70 or 80 years old. It will not change, and it will never change. So this is your true being. It's very simple. All the rest we put on top. And everything else just comes by itself. Like I said, all the downloads about how everything works. And this is why, the teachers, they like to keep it simple, because this is where we have to go. The rest doesn't matter. We can talk about, I don't know, man, about whatever, like abilities or like strange stuff that is happening, if there are any other living beings or if there are demons that come to your dreams and suck your energy, which is actually really funny. Or whatever, you see, but it doesn't matter because you will see it. It was you again. It was inside of you. So you manifested yourself as a type of, you wanted to have the experience of a kind of sexy lady coming into a dream and sucking your energy. In a way, yeah, it's weird, but this is what happened. Yeah. So I hope that brought you a little bit more to your senses. It's not what you have to, I wish for you to understand is that it is very simple and it is not complicated, and there is nothing exotic about your true being and your true state of existence. Because like when Vladimir tells us stories about how he was researching the LSD and all the other like substances, his true state was even there, I know, just the same. Visuals change, like heightened perception, um, seeming expanding of mind. Yes, totally. Mind gets faster or gets more creative, or you hear more, you smell more, but this still still does not change the simple being that you are, and beautiful being. And then people, this is what happens then, that people get lost and they try to change the experience, but this experience will first of all probably never be the same again. It will be another one. It will be not as strong in the beginning as it ever was, and all that, initially for some people, like I say, it can help, like to get a little bit more expansion and realize, okay, wow, it's not that as limited as I thought the world or universe to be. There is much more. And yes, of course, there is much more. But they simply always, they overlook their being because they look outside, and then some type of entity came and the entity talked to me, or the plant, it talked to me. You yourself are talking to you. It is you yourself assuming the plant ayahuasca, which is symbolized coming as a woman, as a mother energy, and talking to you and telling you what you actually already know about yourself. And this is why it resonates so deep inside yourself, and you're realizing it then, and then you're having a seeming transformation. It's like consciousness playing with itself constantly and playing it out. And it's crazy. It's crazy because there's really, I wish I wish I had control about something, but everything that comes in my head as ideas comes from consciousness. I had no control. Everything that I do in my life comes from consciousness. I have no control. I wish, we're in this kind of double game. We're in the duality, and we think we're doing things, but we're actually not doing them. And this is very difficult to understand. People, they will get like nervous breakdowns, or they will fear like their whole life has no meaning anymore. Oh my God, I was working so hard all my life to achieve this and that, and now you're telling me I'm not important and I didn't do it. Yeah, no, it happened. You know? The same when I will give you another example. Today I kind of feel like talking. I hope it's good for you. It goes straight to where it has to go. When if you watch like interviews or read biographies of like rich people, like billionaires and Jeff Bezos style and Elon Musk and who else, like there are a lot of rich people in the world. And now today also there are on social media, there are some guys who like go around and they interview rich people and they ask them, well, what did you do for your success, or how does it come, or what is your business that you're doing, and can you give any tips and advice, and so on and so on. Everybody will give you some kind of tip, some advice, what they thought is good, and you might use it, but if you look if you really look at it, some of them were actually already born rich, right? And this is something you cannot choose. You just don't have these possibilities. So when you are born rich, like a Jeff Bezos or a Elon Musk or whoever, a lot of them are born rich, and you have an initial amount of money that you can invest to start your business or whatever it is, you will not have problems or struggles like other people do. You will have other struggles. Of course, on your way, you will learn to manage more people. You will learn how to expand your business and grow it even more and implement this and implement that. But there's a big part where, I'm sorry, but that just happened for you. Um, so you can look at it like it's always an individual journey. It looks like an individual journey of somebody who's having his own or her own experiences. But to replicate that and make somebody else do the same is actually not possible. This is just how consciousness manifests as this person living this life. And that's it. So if it ever will happen for you that anything happens for you, it will just happen. So this, in a way, it will take a lot of stress away from you. Because of course, we are also like the world, how we're perceiving, we're like a human being. And of course, we have to do some effort to like gain something in life. And we have to put in some energy and to do our work and to, you know what I'm saying? Because if we don't do it, nothing will happen. But even this is consciousness doing it, right? But on top of doing our job and like working for our like benefit in the world, we put too much stress on yourselves, and it is not needed, because it will happen. Is it always easy to do it? No, but still, because we feel separated. No, I now have to sit down and I have to do this and that project, and oh, I'm tired, and da 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 da. It's only the mind. It's the mind who's then like, I don't want to be here. And this is our conflict. We are not accepting this right now. We're not accepting the now. Like very, very simple teachers would say it. You're right. You're in conflict with the now. And that is deep and simple at the same time. Just don't be in conflict with the now. If somebody on the street or something gets like mad with you and says, hey, you idiot or asshole or whatever, well, what, I'm like, it's funny. This is you manifesting as him, giving you this type of story for whatever reason. Nobody knows, nobody cares. But what would happen if I say, no, you are an asshole, fight, 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 fight. No, even this would be consciousness. But this is an unconscious person in the sense that he is totally victim to his environment, totally victim to his senses, totally victim to his mind. And there might come in a slight sense of, oh, okay, I'm in control of myself. But it comes naturally when you're not like bothered by what is. Then who's in control? Nobody.